Hey, what's up guys? Joker here. Hope you're all doing well. Today we've got a few news stories in the world of graphics cards. That's right, just two GPU news stories today. First up, we're going to be talking about Nvidia's massive failure, a complete knee slapper, as they have pretty much ruined their hash limiter on the RTX 3060 in under a couple of weeks, and they did it to themselves. So we're going to be talking about what happened there, and also we've got some inside looks at what types of performance we could expect on upcoming Intel graphics cards and where that's going to sit, thanks to a tweet from Raja Kaduri. But first, today's video is brought to you by Prime Tech Mart, where you can grab software products like Windows 10 Pro licenses for extremely cheap. They've also got Office products and Vizio, as well as many more. You can save a lot of money on these keys with something like Windows 10 Pro. You can grab for just $21.43. It's a lifetime activation, so you don't ever need to renew it. You don't need to create an account with them in order to be able to buy it, and you get your key in just a matter of seconds. And if you hit up the links down in the description below and you want to save yourself an additional 20% off of any software over there, just go ahead and use my code JP20 at checkout, apply that, and it'll drop down 20%. So here on Windows 10 Pro for $21, we drop that down to $17, and you're fully activated for life. For more information, check out those links down in the description below along with the coupon code. First up, though, we'll start off with the RTX 3060 and its unhackable, Ethereum hash limiter and everything like that, which was supposed to cut your hash rate in half if it was detected that the card was attempting to mine Ethereum. Of course, these cards, the 3060s at least, that had the hash limiter could still be used to mine any of the other altcoins out there, but Ethereum obviously being one of the biggest ones that people are mining, the hash limiter would, in theory, help ensure that inventory was getting into the hands of gamers and not into these gigantic mining farms over in China and Russia or wherever else they happen to be. So now it appears that that is sort of all done and dusted, as there was a beta driver number 470.05 that was not available publicly. But the beta driver was leaked onto online forums, which pretty much means that there's no coming back from it now. There is now a beta driver that allows the hash rate limiter is just completely gone. It can mine Ethereum at its full speed, which is, I believe, a little over 40 mega hash per second. So yeah, 3060s now can be used to mine with this driver, and since it's out there, they can't take it back now. So it's still good for future cards coming out from Nvidia that they could put the hash rate limiter on, because those cards wouldn't theoretically work with an older driver like this that doesn't support those cards. But on future cards, as long as they're don't make a mistake like this again, they should be okay. And then also the upside with the 3060 is that this driver actually will only work on one card. So even if you had a mining operation where, let's say, you tried to put 10 RTX 3060s, into a setup to mine simultaneously, the driver would actually only give the full hash rate to the main card. So the other cards that were in that stack would all still have the hash rate limiter working on those, and they would be running at half speed for some reason, but the main GPU would be able to work at the full mega hash per second. So what that really means is that this is going to be completely useless for those large mining farm operations, but for a gamer or someone that picks up an RTX 3060, if you did want to mine on the side, you now could do that with this driver 470.05 if you feel like reverting back to it every time you want to mine with your idle 3060. So yeah, it kind of sucks that Nvidia did this to themselves and that the hash rate limiter is gone, which could have been broken probably in a few weeks or months anyway by outside sources, and probably they'll still continue to work on it to see if they can get that multi-GPU system set up and working with the 3060. But at least for now, it's probably only going to be limited to at-home users maybe looking to use this driver to actually mine with it. Big mining farms probably still going to stay away from it for the time being until it's completely removed and they can use multiple GPUs to mine at the same time, because that's really the only way that they could be profitable with something like a 3060. Moving on from that, again, we've got another graphics card story here, this time talking about Intel and their eventual upcoming XE graphics cards, which were originally like rumored to be coming out in June of 2021, or Raja had kind of teased that with a license plate about a year ago or so, if you guys remember that. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see if the pandemic has caused any issues there with when Intel is planning to release their discrete desktop GPUs onto the market. But now we've got a little bit of a look at what type of performance we could maybe expect on their high-end card, which seems to land it somewhere between the RTX 3070 and the RX 6800, because Raja Koduri posted this picture yesterday over on Twitter, and on the tweet he said, from 2012 to 2021, same Intel Folsom lab, many of the same engineers with more gray hair. I was at Apple back then getting hands-on with pre-production Crystalwell. 9 years later, playing with a GPU that's greater than 20 times faster. And so you could see him there back in 2012, and then current day here testing, looks like on Firestruck or on 3D Mark, using that new XE GPU. So he says it's 20 times faster. So if we compare that to a GPU from 20 years ago, from 9 years ago rather, that's 20 times slower, which Tech Power Up thankfully did. So we can go ahead and quote them directly. They said that Intel's Folsom Lab was working on the Intel Iris Pro 5200i GPU back in 2012 and noted that now 9 years later, their new GPU is over 20 times faster. The Intel Iris Pro 5200 scores 1015 on video card benchmarks and 1400 points on 3D Mark Firestrike. If we assume these scores will be 20 times more, we get values of 20,300 on video card benchmarks and 28,000 points in Firestrike, and while these values don't extrapolate perfectly, they provide a good indication of potential performance, placing the GPU in the same realm of the 3070 and the RX 6800. So again, not a complete science. It's not going to, like they say on Tech Power, it's not going to extrapolate perfectly, on a 1-to-1 ratio, but we get a good idea that it looks like their high-end cards will be, a contender at the mid to high range here, competing with AMD and Nvidia. So hopefully that ends up being the case, and we have a third contender in the market, which is definitely exciting to see. So we'll have to stay tuned more on that, but that's all I've got for you guys today. Kind of a slow news day, but that Nvidia story was, that one made me lull quite a bit when I heard that Nvidia ruined their own driver. So I'm going to go ahead and get on out of here. Hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm not really enjoying mine as I'm not feeling well. Kind of had to put on a happy face to make this video. Just feeling a little under the weather and a little stressed out because later today I have to drive an hour to a CVS in Trenton to go get my vaccine. So yeah, I'm going to get my COVID vaccine today. It's the Pfizer one. So this might be my first dose. And then in about a month, I'll have to get my second dose. My fiance, she's already been vaccinated because she works in healthcare, so she's already been taken care of. And now it's my turn. Gotta get that shot as I'm part of in my group or whatever, because I'm an at-risk group. I'm eligible for it fairly early, mostly because I'm a big guy and also because I have asthma and stuff like that. Thankfully, I don't smoke or anything, so I don't have any issues with that. But yeah, I qualify to get the shot now, so I'm going to do it and get it done as soon as possible, just so that I know that I can protect myself and everyone around me that I come in contact with, because I'm not really super worried about myself getting it, but I don't want to pass it along to other people. I have people in my family that have, immunocompromised health conditions and stuff like that, so it's important to do this for other people around you, not even just for yourself. It's kind of the same concept of wearing masks. You're really doing it for other people, not for yourself. So I really feel like doing the vaccine is probably the best way to go about it. And if you guys have already gotten yours, if anyone's gotten it, leave your experience down in the comments below, as I'd be curious to hear it, because right now the only one that I know other than reading online is what my fiance went through, and for her it was pretty painless getting the shot, but then she was a little run down for about 1 to 2 days after each one, just feeling very lethargic, not a ton of energy, but overall no real big complications. So I'm not too worried about it, but everyone does react to them differently, and I don't know, I just have a lot of anxiety about it. I don't know why. I shouldn't be, but that's all I've got for you guys today. I'm gonna get out of here now, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tomorrow for another video. Ta-ra.